No one expected the Argonaut to return. She had vanished 53 years ago, beyond the edge of known space, deep inside the dangerous region called the Veil Nebula. That place was full of strange space storms, broken signals, and dead ships. Captains whispered about it in quiet voices. Some said space itself was sick there. Others said ghosts lived in the shadows. The Argonaut didn't just disappear. She became a story, a warning, a symbol of how far humans could reach and how far they could fall. So, when a distress signal appeared in Sector 9, deep inside the Forbidden Zone, Earth Command didn't believe it. Some thought it was a trick. Others said it was just a broken signal repeating itself after decades. Still, protocol demanded someone check it out. They sent the scout ship Lancer, led by Commander Beat June, a careful and calm man with sharp eyes and a quiet voice. The Lancer approached the signal slowly. The closer they got, the more strange things began to happen. Readings made no sense. The signal was strong, but nothing should be alive here. No ship should be flying. And then they saw her. The Argonaut, Earth Federation's lost ship, was floating silently in orbit around a small dead planet. Her surface shimmered with strange light. Her hull looked brand new. Not a single scratch or sign of aging. Like she had returned from a long dream. Beak June stared at the screen. "Is this real?" He whispered. "It matches every record," said Tech Officer Haiyan, her fingers moving fast across the console. "Serial numbers, ship ID, engine layout. It's really her." Engineer Kong Min whistled. "She looks alive." Medic Yuna didn't speak. Her eyes were locked on the screen. Something about the ship made her uneasy, like it was watching them. They docked with caution. All weapons were ready, but the Argonaut didn't resist. The airlock opened without a sound. Inside, the lights flickered on by themselves. "Feels like it's welcoming us," Haiyan said quietly. They stepped into the ship. The air was clean. The floors were smooth. The walls glowed with soft blue patterns that moved like waves. Strange symbols, not human-made, were carved into the corners. But the worst part came when they reached the bridge. The crew was still there. Not dead, not alive. They were frozen, standing at their stations, skin faintly glowing blue. Their eyes twitched every now and then, like they were dreaming. Yuna gasped. How is this possible?" Kong Min scanned one of the crew. No heartbeat, no breathing. But no decay. This shouldn't exist. Beak June turned slowly. "This is beyond us. We report back." They tried, but every time they left the ship, something scrambled the signal. They could not send a full message. Just pieces. Just noise. Still, they brought the Argonaut back. That was the second mistake. The first was stepping on board at dock at Luna Base. Excitement turned into fear. The Federation sent their best minds. Scientists, engineers, black badge agents with cold eyes and no names. The ship was sealed. The crew was put into deep cryo-freeze. The public was told nothing. The lead scientist assigned to the project was Dr. Lee Sumin, a young but brilliant researcher. He was curious. Too curious. He examined the hull and found strange materials not from Earth. Some didn't even exist on the periodic table. Energy fields flowed through the ship, vibrating at odd frequencies. His report said, "This ship has been changed, modified, possibly by a non-human intelligence." That one sentence changed everything. More agents arrived. The base went into partial lockdown. Every part of the ship was studied. Except one, the core room. It didn't show on any blueprint. But Sumin kept dreaming of it. He could feel it pulling him, calling to him. One night, he slipped past the guards. The ship let him in. Doors that others couldn't open slid aside for him. Lights turned on as he walked. It was like the ship remembered him. He reached a hidden chamber deep inside. There, in the center, was the core dot. It was not built. It was grown. A black orb, the size of a heart, floating in the air. It pulsed gently, like it was breathing. Alien symbols covered the walls. When Sumin stared at them too long, they burned into his eyes. Then it happened. The core spoke to him, not in words, but in images, thoughts, feelings. It showed him a war older than stars. A great alien empire, cold and powerful, had seen what humanity could become and feared it. They tried to erase the Argonaut from time itself, but the ship survived. It adapted. It evolved. And now it had returned. Sumin fell to his knees, shaking. His breath came in gasps. The core wasn't a weapon. It was a warning. They know you now, the core whispered inside his mind. And they are coming. The base went silent. Not from orders, not from fear, but from something deeper. Like the whole station had stopped breathing. Dr. Lee Sumin woke suddenly in his cell. He had been locked there for 3 days, under heavy watch. But now the room was dark. No lights, no guards. The air felt heavy. Then the walls began to glow faint blue. Soft vibrations moved through the floor. Like a heartbeat. The ship is calling. That voice wasn't in the room. It was in his head. Not loud, not angry, just a whisper. You are the bridge. The door to his cell hissed open. No guards appeared. No alarms rang. Sumin stood slowly. His feet touched the cold floor. Lights above blinked in rhythm with his heart. He stepped into the hallway, and the path lit before him, just like before. The ship had come for him. Back on the surface level of Luna Base, panic was growing. 2 engineers had vanished. Cameras showed nothing but static. The doors to Argonaut's docking bay were now sealed shut. Security teams tried to cut through them, but failed. Inside the base, strange things happened. Some scientists heard voices. Others saw the walls shift like they were breathing. One soldier woke screaming from a dream of burning stars and ships shaped like knives. Another man, a janitor, clawed his eyes out in the hallway. I don't want to see the end again, he cried before collapsing. The high command issued a full lockdown. No one in, no one out, but it was already too late. Sumin moved through forgotten parts of the base old tunnels, maintenance shafts, places people didn't use anymore. He didn't know where he was going. But the ship did. It led him to the primary docking bay. There, the Argonaut waited. Still. Silent. But no longer asleep. He placed his hand on the hull. It was warm. Alive. A small panel opened under his palm. Not one used by humans. A thin passage appeared. Sumin stepped inside. Meanwhile, Commander Beat June stood in front of a group of Federation officers. He was angry. We need to destroy that ship, one officer said. It's changing people. It's dangerous. Another added, we don't know what it brought back. We can't risk it. Beat June slammed his fist on the table. You don't understand. That ship is us. It's what we can become. The room fell silent. They didn't agree. But none of them dared go near the Argonaut again. Inside the ship, Sumin moved through living halls. Lights followed him. Doors opened for him. The air smelled fresh, almost like a forest after rain. He reached the core room again. The black orb floated there, pulsing with soft blue light. This time, it didn't wait. It showed him more. Worlds burning. Alien empires moving. Across the stars. Massive ships with sharp wings, swallowing light. The voice returned. They saw your future. It scared them. They tried to erase you, but you returned. You must decide, hide or become. Sumin stepped closer. What do you want from me? Not want, need. The core pulsed faster. We must begin. Suddenly, Suman's mind flooded with knowledge. He saw how the ship had survived, ripped out of time, hidden between seconds, reshaped by alien tech it didn't understand but still used. It had grown stronger, smarter. And now it was ready. Sunk and dropped to his knees. His head burned, but his thoughts were clear. He saw the truth. Humans were never weak. They were dangerous, not because of power, but because of imagination. At that moment, across the base, alarms screamed. The frozen crew of the Argonaut began to wake. One by one, their eyes opened, glowing with blue light. Commanders ordered containment. Soldiers rushed in with weapons. Raised. The weapons melted in their hands. The air turned electric. The crew spoke, but not with words. Their minds linked to the ship. They were part of it. Now. In the control room, Beak June watched as the docking bay exploded with light. The Argonaut was waking up. No, he whispered. She's launching. But she didn't just launch. She ascended. Waves of blue energy spread from her hull, breaking through shields and cutting power to every system in the base. A single message was sent to Earth from Sumin. They are coming. But so are we. Then the Argonaut vanished, jumped into unknown space. 3 weeks later. In a distant galaxy, an alien fleet waited. They had been watching Earth for centuries, tracking growth, studying progress, hoping to erase it before it became too late. Then one of their scouts picked up a signal, a ripple in time. A ship, once thought destroyed, now alive, evolved. A commander of the alien fleet spoke with fear in his voice. The humans remember. Back on Earth, new children were being born. They had strange dreams. They saw stars burning. They saw ships like birds, made of metal and light. And in their dreams, they heard a voice. You are the bridge. We begin now.